Hey there, fourth grade. Mr. Remedies coming to you with another writing lesson. This week, we are starting a pretty lengthy unit on writing an argumentative text. Today, we'll be talking about the pre writing step. As always, we have some learning goals and success criteria. Let's see what those are now. Our learning goal is that we are learning how to identify our audience in order to write an argumentative essay. Along the way, you have some success criteria. That can be clarified with three I can statements. You see them there on your screen. I can define argumentative essay. I can define audience. And number three, I can describe the importance of properly identifying my audience. If we hit those along the way, I know we will be absolutely successful today. So let's dive right in with some vocabulary. Our two important vocabulary words today. First up is argumentative essay. An argumentative essay is a piece of writing stating an opinion on a given subject. It's very closely related to persuasive essay, the main difference being that in a persuasive essay, you are trying to actually persuade someone to think or do something. There's a call to action. In an argumentative essay, you are stating your opinion about a subject with not the explicit goal of changing someone's mind. The second word today is audience. Audience, you guys are familiar with that. That should be the person or people that read your writing and consider its contents. And this is a big part of today's lesson. So we are going to talk about writing an argumentative essay. Okay, it is a writing process, so we're going to use the same steps that we use in any writing process. We're going to start with pre-write, move on to writing a rough draft, revise that rough draft, edit that rough draft, and then finally take all those changes and publish a final mistake-free copy. Today and a couple of lessons this week, we're going to be concerned with our pre-writing step. So the pre-write step in argumentative text is a four-step process. First, we're going to identify our audience. Then we're going to take a position, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Then we're going to consider opposing arguments. And finally, we're going to brainstorm some ideas and then move on to the rough draft step. All right, let's dive right in and see exactly how we're going to accomplish the identifying your audience portion of this. So the first thing we want to do is identify the potential audience. Okay? To do this, I'm going to give you guys a prompt to consider. I want you guys to consider that we have chosen the position that children should join organized sports, whether that be from the Parks and Rec League or whether that be organized sports through a school organization. Something to that effect. Children should join organized sports. Now, who might read or be concerned with this topic? So we think to ourselves, who could possibly read this? Who would be interested in this topic? Teachers might be interested. Parents might be interested. Doctors might be interested in this. And definitely the other children might be interested in this. Right, so that's the first step is identify all the potential audiences. Second step is to consider what concerns the audience. Okay? So to do this, we're going to brainstorm a little bit first. Now, this is just to illustrate what we're talking about and why we really value the identifying your audience step. Okay? So if we were in class, I would be asking you guys what are some good reasons why children should join organized sports. So you might guys come up with it keeps kids healthy and fights disease. If kids are playing sports, they're staying out of trouble. Research, some kids get better grades because they really want to play those sports. Making friends is another reason children should join organized sports. And another example would be as we get older, organized sports can help children earn scholarships and get into college, which I think is pretty cool. So now that we have these ideas kind of floating in our head, we want to consider what concerns the audience. So, for a teacher, which one would they be concerned with? Which one of these reasons would really appeal to a teacher? Better grades, kids staying out of trouble, earning scholarships and getting into college, because that is definitely what good teachers around the country want for their students, around the world too. What about what a parent would consider? Or, I'm sorry, a doctor. A doctor might consider that keeping kids healthy and fighting disease is very important. Parents might also think the same thing. Parents might consider that kids staying out of trouble to be important. They want their children to make friends. That would also be pretty cool. And I don't know about you, but I know parents around here, they really want their kids to earn better grades. And they eventually want or value the fact that kids could earn scholarships and get into college. Well, what about the fellow children? What would they consider? Some of you guys really value making friends. Some of you really want to be healthy and fight disease. And some of you might not like getting into trouble, so you want to stay out of trouble. And you guys think, well, maybe organized sports could help me there. In reality, though, I know all my fantastic fourth graders around Cobbles Cove. You guys, some part of you might want to earn better grades, and some of you might actually have some dreams of college in your head. So those would definitely be something to consider first. But these are just examples. All right. So now that we have considered what concerns the audience, we can really now understand why identifying the audience is important. Identifying the audience and considering the audience is important because it guides our decisions for the rest of the process. Right? All right. A little bit of a review. Writing an argumentative essay has a similar process to any other writing. The first step is to identify and consider your audience. Audience is the person or people who are concerned about your topic. And it is important to consider what motivates your audience so that you can make better decisions when writing. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking all about taking a position and moving through the pre-writing step. So understanding your audience, muy important. All right. I've been Mr. Remedies. You guys have been awesome. Here today with a quick, swift writing lesson. As always, you've been amazing, and we will see you down the line.